Hello and welcome to the Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we are looking at Haunt the House.
Haunt the House is a 2 to 4 player card game from our friends Josh and Helena Capel at Kids Table Gaming.
It is a spookily themed family game that's coming to Kickstarter just in time for Halloween.
In the game, players actually act as the ghosts who live in the creepy mansion and are trying to scare out the ghost hunters, so they have to work together in order to get them out of their house.
Let's take a look at the prototype components.
The version of the game we received came with 64 scare cards, 24 ghost hunter cards, 38 skull tokens, 9 room tiles, 30 phantom cards, 8 trophy tiles, and 4 ghost markers.
At the beginning of the game, each player gets a set of cards and a matching colored meeple, as well as a red and blue trophy tile. Then, 3 or 4 room tiles come out and a ghost hunter is placed on each.
On their turn, players can choose to either say boo to try and scare the ghost hunter away, or they can take 2 actions.
The game works a little like Smash Up, where players are cooperatively playing cards onto rooms, trying to reach a specific value. Each ghost hunter is scared by a specific combinations of moans, bumps, and creaks in the night, and all the players can contribute to that.
The actions players can choose from include drawing up to 3 cards, playing a card face up and taking the action associated with the room, or they can play a card face down. If the card does satisfy one of the requirements for scaring, then whenever the ghost hunter is scared away by whoever, that player will gain a skull token. A player could also bluff and put down a useless scare just to throw other players off.
If a player says boo on their turn, then they reveal any face down cards and can play any cards from their hand in order to scare the ghost hunter away. If they are successful, they claim the card and add it to their collection. Once one player has collected 3 ghost hunters, the game is over, and the player with the most points wins.
Players score points in the game based on the number of skull tokens that they're able to collect by the end of the game. They also score points based on the gear that they've collected from the ghost hunters that they've scared out. In the top left corner of all the ghost hunter cards are icons, and as players collect that gear, they're each worth 1 point at the end of the game, or if you collect sets of matching icons, then the points value is square, so it's an easy way to rack up big points at the end of the game.
At the very beginning of the game, you're given a red and blue trophy icon, and those have the gear on it, 2 different pieces of gear, and give you kind of a head start on what you should be collecting for the game since you start with some to begin with.
Kind of your secret mission.
Yeah.
The artwork for the game is really great. I love how Kids Table Gaming does a really good job of creating fun and unique themes that we haven't seen 1,000 times before. We kind of already mentioned that this game is about a haunted house, which is a popular theme in board games, but they kind of flipped it so that this time you're the ghosts trying to scare out the ghost hunters, which I think is a lot of fun.
Some things that we liked about the game is that it takes that smash-up mechanic and simplifies it for kids. It takes the math problems that you have when you're trying to figure out, okay, this
27.
Yeah, and some of these have negatives and figuring all that out, and they simplify it down to icons so kids who don't read can also play this, although they probably need a little bit of help reading what some of the actual rooms do as bonuses, but that's an easy thing to help kids with. So
yeah, we played this with our boys. They enjoyed it a lot. I think the age recommendation on the box is 8, and I think that's perfect. Our 9-year-old did great. Our 7-year-old, we kind of had to read different, remind him what they said, but everybody had fun with it. I think we really, really enjoyed it. The artwork, like I said, is fun throughout. We didn't talk about the phantom cards. That adds a whole other level to it. We did play with those a couple times, and they're pretty cool. Instead of collecting skull tokens, basically you can take one of these one-time use cards and they give you additional powers, and the ghouls and creepy monsters on those are all super awesome looking. So overall, really cool game, lots of diversity, lots of fun, really replayable because you're stacking the room with a different card every time. We enjoyed it a lot. If it sounds like something you might be interested in, check it out on Kickstarter now.